Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today is going to be a first impressions of the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Matte Foundation. So this is like a real life situation right now because it's just me and the kids at home. Will has gone out to work for a little bit and we have a snow day. We have snow all around us and this is like the third day we've been in the house. So you might hear the faint sound of video games in the background. But we actually might have a plumber come by today because our hot water heater has frozen. Fun times. So I'm not super worried about it, honestly. It's like I feel like a hot water heater is like first world problem, so I'm not really worried at all. But I don't want to scare him off with my haggard appearance. And I did take a bath last night, so I was like, well, I took a bath, so I don't really need to shower this morning. Anyways, so I picked this up at my new local Sephora. Very happy to have a Sephora at our JCPenney now, although it's not as much selection as regular Sephora, but that's fine. So this is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I got the color 001. I am typically just the lightest shade in everything, so hopefully that's gonna be okay. This was $34 and you get 1.08 fluid ounces, which is 0.08 fluid ounces more than a usual foundation. Usually they're about 1 ounce. So they say that the medium, they say that the coverage is medium. It's good for skin types: sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. So I think that covers all the bases. We'll see. The finish is matte. It says it's a soft matte longwear foundation with buildable medium to full coverage, a boundary breaking range of shades. And I have to say, with everything that I've looked at online and read about the Fenty Beauty line, their shade range is amazing. So so I think that's amazing. I just think it's so awesome that they've made a brand that like almost everyone can use. We'll see how light this one is, but if you look at their shade range, they have tons of shades, like tons. Like that's the picture on Sephora's website where they swatch it on different skin tones, which I thought was really amazing. So it goes from I said 001, but this is 100. I had it upside down. This is 100 and it goes up to 490. Pretty awesome. Also, I have a couple other things in my Sephora cart that are Fenty Beauty that I really want to try out, that I think I'm gonna order. And that, maybe just one thing. I thought I put the primer in my bag. Anyways, I want to try the Invisimatte blotting powder, and I also want to try the primer because I was watching Fleur de Force's Best in Beauty 2017, and those were two things that she really liked. I think I made this intro really long. So this is what the packaging looks like, and it's pink on the inside. I really like. And then the bottle is glass. It's so pretty. I love all of the packaging for the Fenty Beauty line. It's just so classy looking. So this says shake well, so I will shake it, and I think that's all I need to say about it to start off with. So as far as my skin today, also I should probably tell you, in case this is the first video that you're watching, I have combination oily skin that is sensitive and acne prone, hence this little thing. This I know is from holiday eating. So typically my skin lately has been really, really good, and that is kind of like where I get spots. If you're used to having spots, you are probably really good at telling like how you got your spots. Like hormonal spots are usually like right here for me, and sugar, like if I've eaten too much sugar, I had one up here, I had one here, so it's like certain spots like seem to like creep up on my face depending on what's going on. So I'm getting off the sugar bandwagon today. We just had so many sweets laying around the house. It was hard to not eat them. So this foundation comes in a pump system. I love that. I don't understand why all foundations don't come like that. Just like my other first impressions, I'm going to do one half with the Beauty Blender and the other half with my favorite buffing brush, which is the Filt'R from Marc Jacobs Beauty. And these are my two favorite ways to apply foundation. So I just do one on each side and kind of see which one I like for what foundation I'm trying out. Also, I have not done my all comp clinical redness corrector from Color Science. I do this every day. It's basically just a way to neutralize any redness, and it also acts as a primer. I do this every day no matter what foundation I'm wearing, so I don't think this will really affect my opinion of the foundation, if that makes sense. I also need to do a review on this redness corrector because I said in my fall favorites that I was going to do that, and I just have not gotten around to sit down and film that. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. All right, so now I am going to pump a little bit of the foundation on the back of my hand. That was like 3 pumps. It's probably too much. And let's see. Okay, so definitely medium coverage. I am just looking so ghostly in the viewfinder. So, it definitely covers my main redness. Thumbs up for that. I still need to conceal this spot. That is not the foundation's fault. It's my fault for eating too much sugar. So it did tone down the redness of that spot along with my redness corrector. That worked really well. But I still need to conceal and powder it so it will stay concealed all day long. Also, this spot has been really hard to cover up anyways. Like everything I put on it just like melts away into thin air somehow. So that's been a little bit of a challenge. But I am not noticing any creasing yet, which is really great. Usually if things are gonna crease on me, they crease like almost immediately. So we'll see how it does throughout the day, if there's any creasing throughout the day. It is a soft matte. I don't think that I would build it up to a second layer again because it looks really patchy. I think that it looks really patchy in person. I don't think it's pulling it on the viewfinder, but like right here where I built it up, it looks just really patchy. Of course, that is like, I'm like staring at my mirror like this. So, I mean, if someone is just looking at me, I don't think that they're gonna see that. So let me do the other side. I did 3 pumps on my hand. I don't know if I'll need that. Maybe I will. Let's see. It actually has started to dry on my hand. So I will need to get 1 more pump. Actually, that was like half of a pump. It is pretty liquidy. Also, I feel like this is probably too matte for me. It's kind of like a dry looking matte. I'm not gonna powder this, which is good because I usually have to powder foundation. So to have a foundation that I don't have to powder would be amazing. It's just like one less step. But then it makes me wonder if my face is gonna get extra oily during the day. I know I look ghostly in the viewfinder, but I look normal in real life. Oh wow, okay. So the Beauty Blender looks way more natural. And I'm not gonna build up the second layer on this side because it looks good. I guess let me see if I can like blend this Let's see if I can blend this patchiness out. I feel like it's pretty much dried down. It helped a tiny bit. Oh, no, it's still patchy. I feel like I'm just moving it around my face. This looks really natural though. Like, I am impressed with the color. 100 is great. I will list down below my foundation colors and other foundations so that you can kind of compare. If there's one that's similar to yours, then you'll know if you should get 100. And this one, I wouldn't build it up if it were me. I have combination oily skin, so I'm oily in the middle and kind of like regular on my cheeks. During the summer they get oily, but I would not build it up. That was like really surprising how patchy it got. Again, it's not so patchy that someone like looking at me is gonna see it, but I see it when I look in the mirror. I will definitely use a damp beauty blender from now on with this because it looks like skin on this side. It looks amazing. This is really, really nice. My forehead just looks a little bit dry right here, which is kind of weird because I'm usually oily right there. But that might just be like the matte texture just making everything look drier. I see some creasing on my forehead already. I might I'm gonna powder my forehead with my RMS Beauty powder. Just a little bit, just to help it set. Do my nose a little bit too. Okay, the powder looks powdery, and it doesn't usually. I think powder on top of matte just wasn't a good idea, but I wanted to set the creasing that's happening on my forehead, so we will see. I don't do that a lot during the day, so it might not be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Okay, I am done with my makeup. So just to share with you what I did, I had, of course, a tiny bit of RMS powder on my forehead and my nose for my contour and a little bit in my eye crease. I have my Kevin Aucoin sculpting powder in medium. This is a fave. I said in a video before that I might not buy this because I thought this would last me a long time. But I've been using it every day, and this is just a really big sample size that I got from Sephora. I've made a dent in it. I can't see pan yet, but I've made a dent in it, so I might have to buy that at some point in the future. For my cheeks, I've been using the Sleek Blush in Pomegranate. This has been my go-to for a while. This might end up in my winter favorites. And then I did a little bit of highlight, but I literally can't see it, but I'm going to tell you about it anyways. This is the Sleek Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette in Fair. I use the highlight right there from that. Like literally can't see it. So I don't know if it's like too blinding in here with the snow, like the sun reflecting off the snow through the window or what, but that was some wasted time. But that highlight was a waste of time. For my eyes, I have a little bit of like a shimmery cream eyeshadow that's not cruelty free that I'm trying to use up. So I put that all over my lids. I had put the Kevin Aucoin sculpting powder in my crease, and then the Marc Jacobs, I don't even remember what this is called because this is new, the Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crown in Earthquake, which is a brown. Oddly enough, this, hold on, is this the same? Yeah, sorry. Oddly enough, this irritates my eyes, this particular color, because I have the black Highliner Gel Crown in Blacker, and I can tightline with this no problem. When I put this in my tightline, my eyes are red and sore by the end of the day. Like they literally hurt. I don't really understand it, but I can tightline all day with this and I don't have a problem. So I think it's really weird. So I just use this on the top lashes. I'm not going to use this in my tightline, which probably means it's going to take forever to use it up. But I use the Blacker in my tightline and a little bit on my lower lash. This is just like a black gel eyeliner. And then for my mascara, I'm layering my favorites again. This is the Pacifica Natural Beauty Dream Big. So this, I need to do a review on this as well. This is a lengthening or volumizing mascara, depending on which way you twist the wand. I know this is a video about Fenty Beauty Foundation, but I want to share this. So you just like twist this and it shortens the wand to be volumizing, or if you lengthen it, it just lengthens your lashes and does not build volume. So I do that, and while it's still wet, I put over the top of that my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. This is really amazing by itself. I'm just trying to like use these up because I'm hitting the mark where I need to throw them out, and I don't want to throw them out if there's still product left in them. I just try to use up as much as I can. And then for my lips, I have this little sample of Marc Jacobs new Nude Sheer Gel Lipstick. I need to get the full size of this, but I just try to use this up before I buy a full size one. But this is just like a dusty rose, darker kind of nude. So I put it all over. It's really nice actually. I don't feel like I need to use a lip balm when I'm using this. So I just put it on, and if it's too intense for what I want on any particular day, I just blot a little bit and the color stays on, which I did today. It's just like a little bit less shiny, a little less pigmented, more natural looking. So yeah, that is my makeup. So I'm gonna try to check in 3-ish hours so we can see how we like the foundation. It is completely dried down, obviously, after doing all that makeup, and I'm on the fence about it. I really like this side that I did. I really like the side that I did the damp beauty blender on. I don't like the side that I used the brush on. So I think for me, this foundation just really needs a damp beauty blender. I don't know if it's like it smooths it out more, or if the dampness from the beauty blender really helps it to like not get cakey and splotchy, but it's like it's really patchy on this side. So I will check back in about 3 hours and let you know how it's going. Okay, so it is about 2:20 in the afternoon, and the last time that I spoke with you, it was about 9 o'clock. So it's been 5.5 hours, and I'm actually very pleasantly surprised that I like this, because I was kind of waffling back and forth about it in the first segment of this video. And sorry, I'm just looking in the mirror. I actually put my other mirror away. So okay, so to recap, this side had been applied with the damp beauty blender, and this side had been applied with the buffing brush, and I also built up one layer like on my cheek area to cover up some redness. I have been very disappointed with this side, because this side is literally like breaking down and like separating from my skin, and you can see my pores. Now on this side, it's a little bit shiny, and I have large pores right here, and right there is where you can see where it's settled into my pores a little bit. But like I only see it when I'm like inspecting my skin, you know, like I'm not, if I look in the mirror, I look fine. I look really great. And the lighting is really, really weird right now because the sun's on this side of the house. So I had to close the blinds a little bit, and it just kind of creates a weird shadow. So my skin looks better in real life than in the viewfinder right now. So I've had some creasing in my eyebrows right here. It's kind of settling. Practically all of my foundations do that. I need to look into Botox or something. Literally all of my foundations do that. So it doesn't surprise me that this one has done it, but I wish that it had not done that. I do have a little bit of creasing on my forehead right here. I honestly feel like if I hadn't been talking when I applied this, that it probably wouldn't have happened, because it creased right away. And I was talking a lot, so there's that. Oh, I noticed some weird creasing like right here, and it obviously did not stay covered up on my spot. But literally one side versus the other side, night and day. Like this side looks amazing and this side does not. Also, I was wearing sunglasses earlier, and you could see where like the eye pads had settled into the foundation, and the foundation kind of like looked weird, but other than that, it looks really good. This side, I mean, This side looks really good. This is so weird because honestly, sometimes I do like first impressions just like by myself and don't record them just to see how I like things. And I've never had one look so distinctly different on each side of my face. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, so far so good with this side. Damp Beauty Blender, 1 layer. Buffing brush with 2 layers is no good. So I'll try to check in. Let's see. If I check in about 3 hours, there will still be some sunlight. So I will try to do that and I'll see you later. Hey everyone, so it is just a little bit after 5. I'm in a different location. I'm in the bathroom and I'm hoping it's not going to echo very badly. I just want to give you my final thoughts on the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R Soft Matte Foundation. And overall, I think it is an amazing foundation as long as I apply it with a damp beauty blender and I only do 1 single layer. The coverage on this side was really good throughout the day. It lasted. It's not broken down except for where I have larger pores. It looks like it's settled into those pores just a little bit. I've definitely had foundations that settle even worse than that, so I am not sad about it. I think that the coverage on my nose would have been a little bit better if I had applied it more with the Beauty Blender. I think that I applied more with the buffing brush on my nose than I did the Beauty Blender, so I think it would have been a little bit better. I obviously don't think that it's very good at covering up acne. Again, this acne spot did not want to be covered up by anything this weekend. Like, I tried probably like 3 or 4 different foundations and concealers and powders and everything. So it could have also been me. My skin just didn't want to be covered up in that tiny little spot. I don't think that's really knocking the foundation, but I also don't think it's like full coverage. I don't think it's buildable, especially not for my skin. It might be buildable for other people's skin. And I think that if my skin were drier, it really wouldn't work. I do wonder how it will last in the summer. All foundations act differently in the summer. Southern summers are so hot and humid. I just feel like my face melts off. So of course it is winter. So that is something to take into consideration if you're watching this during a different season. It's winter right now. It's very dry. It's very cold. And my skin always looks better during the winter. So there's that. But yeah, overall, I love this foundation. As long as I use a damp beauty blender and use 1 layer, I'm good. And I think that's kind of like that's not a high maintenance foundation to me, so I'm really happy with it. And I hope to do either maybe like a get ready with me or maybe a more in-depth review after I've used it a longer time, because of course this is just a first impression. So I hope you enjoyed this and let me know what you think of the foundation. If you tried it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.